What's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. Today's video, I'm here with the 2024 Hyundai Kona inline. So first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Hyundai for sending me this vehicle for the week. So huge shout out to you guys, thank you very much. But man, first thing I want to say is I am extremely impressed with this vehicle so far. My week with the Kona inline has been nothing short of impressive. Like, it blew my socks off with a whole lot of things, and I'm going to get into that in this video. So before we jump into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel. Let's jump into it. Before we get started, I'd like to give a shout out to the men of culture. Got Hyundai Nate, Race Car Friends, Blueprint on the League. Go check out their channels on the feature section of my channel. This Kona inline is painted in ultimate red metallic. That's going to set you back $450. And we do have carpeted floor mats on here. So the standard MSRP on this is $32,150. And then you add in the red ultimate paint, the carpeted floor mats. It's going to bring, and the shipping and destination, that's going to bring the grand total to $34,145. Today's market, that's going to be about $15,000 less than the average vehicle. So Hyundai, they did a great job designing this vehicle. And we also have the optional black top. You can see the top half is black. The two-tone with the ultimate red metallic, that looks really good. And then coming around to the back, we got these 19-inch wheels all around there, square set of 19s from Kumho. And then we have this spoiler. So this is the inline spec, like I said. So this spoiler is going to be from, it's N inspired, and N is Hyundai's performance division. You might know full-blown. There's a full-blown Kona N, which I'll get to at a later date. And there's the Elantra N. So the N division is a performance-oriented brand within the Hyundai, but this is the N line. So you'll be looking at things like the ST. Ford has an Edge ST. They have an ST line for that as well. It's not a full-blown performance variant, but it does have the looks to it, and we do like the looks of it is really good. So this is $15,000 below the average car on today's market, but it is not an average car. Like, I would highly recommend one of these, and I'm going to tell you why in just a moment here. Your main competitors are going to be the Corolla Cross from Toyota. We got the Honda HR-V, and then we have the Subaru. You know what the Subaru is. So I want to talk about what this is, the drive line. So this is an all-wheel drive variant. You can get this in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And then it also has 190 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque. And it is no slouch at all. Like, it actually pins you to the cushion. And this has also made it to an 8-speed auto. But looking around here, like I said, the design on here, they hit a home run on this. A lot of great design cues. And this isn't even the top trim. So I noticed some things, like we got some incandescent bulbs coming around here. But there's also a limited trim, like everything will be LED. So you do have a top trim with all the features, but I'll get more into that later. So let's start our way from the back and work our way to the front. So coming around to the back, like I said, we got that big spoiler. It's very attractive. Kind of simple back here with the design. Got the LED strip going across the trunk. And then I like how they kind of just made the lights their own separate thing. And they're on like the quarter panel of the bumpers here. We got your reverse lights, and then we got our brake lights as well. And then they're letting you know we got H-Track, which is the enough all-wheel drive, 1.6 liter turbo. And then on the key fob, there's no button to open the trunk, or on the interior. So we got to come up under here, lift it up. This is hydraulic, but on the limited trim, you do get a power lift gate. So there's that. And I thought from looking at the size of it, it would be tiny in here. This has ample space in here for the size of the vehicle. It is very roomy in this trunk back here. Got all of my camera gear. It's very nice. And then we got to pull our handle down because it's not power. Coming around to the back seats, this interior is quite impressive. It blew my socks off. So like I said, this is inline inspired. So got my car seat back here. And in the back seats, we have two-tone. We got the leather with the Alcantara inserts in here. So that's going to be inspired from the full-blown N division. And we also have LED lighting. Let's see. Let's take a sit back here. I haven't been back in the back seat yet. Not a whole lot of buttons. Got one switch for the window. These door handles are really sturdy. High-quality door handles. So this brand is doing this thing. So let me sit behind myself. Yep, still like my head. It's a new trend coming around these new vehicles. and I still have room to sit behind myself. I got like an inch of space, so it's getting kind of tight. This is a subcompact CUV. My daughters loved it. There's room for 3 back here. And in the middle, what do we have? Cup holders. So cup holders in the middle, and that still got the two-tone on it, the Alcantara, and then the leather adjustable headrest. Looking in front of us, we got a mat pocket on the back of the seat. Kids probably kicking that. And then we actually have vents back here. Notice the red line on here for the inline. We're working with a monster back here. Then we have our USB-C charging ports. RIP to the USB-A charging ports, because that's cars aren't putting those in there any longer. Something I was very shocked to see is active aero, especially on a vehicle at this price point. So I noticed when I was warming it up the other day, so I'm in Michigan, it's cold outside, so start it up. See those vents open up. I thought that was kind of cool. That kind of freaked me out. I'm like, what's going on up under there? So I assume it also does that while you're driving to get more cooling to the radiator. Not sure why they're going up and down like that, but that is just hella cool to me. But let's take a look up under the hood. The aluminum brake pedals y'all see. Pop the hood. We got hood struts too. There we go. So this is the turbocharged 1.6 liter turbo we got going. Power in this beast. All-wheel drive. And I said, man, the power really surprised me how it takes off the line. Very small power plant, but it's very potent. So let's get in the car, because this is where the design really knocked me off my socks, man. The EPA is going to rate the Kona inline at 24 in the city, 29 on the highway, and 26 combined. I've been seeing an average of about 25 miles per gallon in mixed driving. Coming around to the front, you see this inline bass we got on the side to let you know, and on the wheels as well, these 19 inches. You know we got the performance variant, but not the full-on performance variant. But nobody else gonna know. Y'all, my channel, you guys would know. And like I said, the roof up there, we actually have a sunroof as well. But hopping on the inside, we got, like, this interior is just mainly all black, but that's not a terrible thing. These seats, we got the N-Stitch logo in the seats. We got this headrest that I think it kind of angles too far forward, because look at the passenger side over there. Like, I got an egg head, so like my head don't be the most comfortable sitting in those seats, so I kind of got to like take my back away from the seat. But looking at the rest of the seats, we got the red stripes going out here. Got the leather with the suede inserts, Alcantara if you will. Everybody's becoming environmentally friendly, like they're using micro suede instead of leather suede, which is just leather turned on the other side. We got a sunroof. It's not a panoramic because this is a small vehicle, so it's a regular sunroof. Power, tilt, slide, open. You can close the shade if you want. Let me get to talking about this interior storage, because this little vehicle has a ton of interior storage space. You can put a bottle down below, other miscellaneous items. Coming on the inside, let's talk about this center console. So I have never seen a car designed to where this isn't an actual enclosed compartment. So we do have a little bit of an enclosure up top. You can remove that as well. Close it, that doubles as an armrest, but this is just wide open. I haven't seen that before. Coming around to the passenger side of your best friend's ride, we also have storage up here. It's just an open concept, and I like that about this Kona inline. So you can put whatever you want to up here. This isn't like grippy, it isn't rubber, but if you come down here to the wireless charging pad, this is rubber, so your phone would not slide around. And also, we got I've never seen cup holders like this before, so I actually got to make a run to the store because this coffee creamer I got was already open before I used it. What a bummer. But I'm shocked it could actually fit a beverage of this size. But look at this cup holder that we got right here. And this whole center console area, this is just wide open. And the cup holders, you can make it just a completely wide open experience. And if you want to use a cup, boom, you see that? It's like a switchblade. We got it for both people too. Shout out for my daughter for finding that, because I had no idea what that was. But that is pretty cool. And I tried to drive without the cup in the cup holder. Yeah, spilled my drink. So sorry, Hyundai. It does fit bottles like this big. It fit your super size. I remember McDonald's have super size, but you can fit drinks that size up in here. Like I said, they nailed it with the design in here. So I like the red stripe that we got going through the HVAC vents. And then we got the huge infotainment screen. This is 11.3 inches. Also is the cluster as well. It looks small from this angle, but it is a very good, bright graphics, color is vivid. We also got the red lines coming across these vents all the way to the driver's side. But this screen, I need a minute to just talk about this screen right here, because this thing, that wide screen, woo! Like, I've seen competitors and those things are probably like this big, I don't know, 6 inches, 9 inches maybe. But we got the whole almost foot long up in here. So that is welcome to see in the car at this price point. Something I noticed is every button on here is very easy and clear to read. So we got the cluster illumination, how bright you want it to be, traction control, hill descent. This is our parking brake, which automatically comes on. It came on now. I can tell by the brake illuminated on the cluster right there. And then coming over to the main, like a lot of people have a problem with everything being touchscreen. You got all your functional buttons here. You got a home button, your map button. This has an internal GPS system on here. We can search for features, and then you can type in whatever destination that you do want. Our media button has got Apple CarPlay. One thing I don't like, that is not wireless. You see this charging cable I got here. I got to put my phone up to a wired CarPlay. Then we got our hazards, our seek, skip tracks, a favorites button, which you can customize in the menu, and then our options button to go through all the many different customizations that you can do in this vehicle. And there's a few that stand out, and I'll mention those later. And then our climate controls. We got auto off, circulate the air from the outside. That's clear. There's also a feature in here while I'm on this air circulation. You can make it to where once you spray your wiper fluid, that the air will not come from the exterior. It'll just circulate what's on the inside if you don't want to smell the wiper fluid. That is insane that somebody even thought about that. They are killing it with these types of features and what they think in mind. Because I've worked on infotainment for almost a decade, and I know these screens ins and outs and all the options, customizations, and the features. They have nailed so many things on here, and I'm proud of them for that. And then moving on, we got dual climate control. We got our heating and cooling. Got our fan speed, direction, AC do on the sync the speeds, front defrost, rear defrost. All very clear, big buttons. I don't even have to think about it. I just look down, see the picture. Oh, that's it. Or the big text, all in capital letters. Moving down here, this is like our media distribution center. Now, I haven't seen anything designed like this. So we got our USB-C cable. You can choose it for USB actually or charging only. So if I select this one, then this is the button. It can be only for charging, or I can do USB and charging. That's what I do because I want Apple CarPlay. This is just another USB-C charger. And then we have our 12-volt outlet right there. Very sturdy button. Got our heated seats, which do not hold memory over ignition cycles. So once you do it, it just turns off until the next is. It'll turn off when you turn the car off. Then we got our camera button. You can see the camera up in here. I got my wheel cocked for the thumbnail. But yeah, very fluid graphics on there. Then we got our heated seat for our passenger. Couple poverty spec buttons on here, but it's all right. Our steering wheel. So this is simplistic as well. It is a little bit like this shape. I thought it was like flat bottomish, but the angle gets weird down here with this stitching. But looking at here, we can control our cluster settings with this menu screen, and it's very simplistic on what you can see. You can see our compass. We can see our lane keep assist, and it'll show what's in the blind spot once somebody gets there, and once you have cruise control active, it illuminates. And then our just trip distance. Like I said, I was averaging like 25 miles per gallon until I just sat here with the car on for like an hour. So that's pretty simplistic about that. What I don't like, when you have Apple CarPlay connected, some cars, it will like illuminate this and show the route on here. But in this vehicle, I'm assuming it's just set to the native navigation system. And then also, that's kind of it. You can choose a couple options on here. Hold the OK button, and then it'll show us our options for this feature. Let me turn the camera off. While we have the lane keep assist on our cluster, we hold the OK button on the cluster. We can customize it. It'll take us straight to this page in the customization menu. You can, if you want to see the speed limits, you can choose that. I like to see the speed limits on the cluster. No speed limit there because I'm in the parking lot. You can change the driving distance if you want that on. All kinds of features, man. Like, this is a very lengthy menu. You can customize it to your liking. But like I say, it's like a one-time set, and then you never have to worry about it again. Once cruise control is active, you can set your following distance, or if you want to stay in the lines, the car will actively keep you in the lane. You do have to keep your hands on the steering wheel. This car has that form of autonomy. And then moving on the right side, you can actually change the mode button to what you want it to select. Mine is always on Apple CarPlay when my phone's connected. And then you can use Siri if you have an iPhone. Speak to it, do the commands through the steering wheel. Got your volume, skip tracks, favorite button, which you can set up, and then your end call button, which I never noticed until now. Just looking for that. See what the horn sound like? Might as well. Yeah. Got our drive mode selection right here, so we can turn it to the right if we want to go to sport mode, left if we want to go to normal, or go back right 2 times to go into snow mode. You can push it in and lock it in all-wheel drive. So you will be seeing that on the cluster up here. Once you change those settings, that's what you're going to see in the cluster. And you can even customize this cluster. I like the simplistic gauge right here, like where it just reads out what I'm doing, because it's different. I haven't seen that before. You can do it to where it shows how high the RPMs go up in your traditional speedometer, but I like it this way. And I press the button in, you see that green telltale right at the top here? It can go into all-wheel drive mode by itself. One of my favorite things on here, and this is a feature that I'm seeing like not in my own personal cars. When I turn the car off, I like my music to play, and there's an option for that. Thank you, Hyundai, for thinking about us, because I like to just turn the car off and let my music play, but on other cars it just shuts everything off. Thank you for thinking of us. Like I said, there's a ton of things you can customize. I like that you can do all of that through the infotainment screen as opposed to the cluster. Even though they're like the same size, it's just, but the cluster isn't going to be touchscreen. You can get through all these functions and functionality through the infotainment system, and that is so well welcomed by me, because I hate doing that through the cluster. When I use my intermittent wipers, I never know if it's like an auto mode or like if it's on intermittent mode. So this actually tells you what you're doing. So all right, we got it in low, we got our wipers in high, intermittent mode, or off. And it'll do the same thing with the rear wiper. Would you come way out here on? We got low, high, and off. Flick it forward for the wiper fluid to come out in the back, and flip it towards me. Opposite directions. I'm like getting confused on my direction. But yeah, this car they really thought about these features, man. I'm shocked. Like, this is well welcoming vehicles. This is what an infotainment system should be. And I hope more people talk about it, because I've seen a lot of goof ups in these new infotainment systems. They've done this one right. And another zinger, we ain't got no memory seats in here. Out of all the features, no memory seats, but we do have a trim above this which offers more features than limited trim. I mentioned earlier about all the real estate that we do have in here, and part of that is because our Prindle, or our gear selector. So we got this doohickey right here. So if I want to go to drive, I flick my wrist forward. If we want to get to reverse, the flick of the wrist backwards. Neutral, haven't quite figured that out yet. Oh, you just halfway flick it forward. Park is a button on the side. You press your finger inward. There we go. I think that is slick. I haven't seen, like, the rotary knobs. I'm not a huge fan of those because they're like in the way down here. But having this as another stalk, we got our turn signal, wipers, and then our Prindle right here, our drive select mode. That is slick, man. And I like doing it. And it's intuitive as well, because you flick it forward to go and drive. You flick it backwards to go into reverse. And now that I got the reverse screen on here, like, the graphics in reverse is kind of choppy. Not a huge fan of it, but thankfully the rest of the graphics on the screen are pretty well. They're great, man. I want to get to my CarPlay screen, press the media button, boom, got this huge wide screen. Like, I can see the album art. I didn't even know who this Jose guy was, and now I can see exactly who he is on this with the graphics, with the album art. You never, like, in my personal cars, the album art be like this big, but now we got an actual full size. I can see the album cover. Like, going through all these features, a lot of cars block them out. Like, even in my Integra Type S, if I want to turn on auto rev match, I can't do that while I'm driving, which is weird. But a lot of these features I can still activate while driving. They will put up a warning. You shouldn't do that. You should pull over and park. But should you please to, like, man, I don't want this on, you can disable that while you're driving. I'm not sure if it's for every feature, but every one that I've tried, I was able to. So I like that. Let's hop up in the Kona inline. Shout out to Hot One Elite too. His name is Dog, Cody and Kona. Great feeling seats, man. So put on the brake. Start stop button is here. Beautiful display. Loading up my, I'm listening to Feliz Navidad. Good song. So, some key features, like all the information is clear. I don't know if this is a speaker right here or not, but that's something I want to get to as well. This Bose audio in here is really, really good. It's great. It's not going to get my top remark for it, but it is one step below that. This thing is amazing. The sound system on here is good. The treble is crisp. The bass is good. The mid-tones, I like it a lot. Also, you see the telltale for the kids in the back. Got 3 occupants back there. That's where you'll find that at. I found myself asking my kids, hey, are you buckled up back there? And it tells us right here. I just saw one thing, because like I said, this doesn't have CarPlay. When you have the car on the wireless charger and you turn it off, you'll get a notification when you open the door. Your device is in the wireless charger. Who designed this infotainment system, man? This is amazing. And I'm like an infotainment system nerd, because that's been my life for like the last decade. Like, they are really thoughtful when it comes to those type of things. Half the times I get out the car and my phone's on the wireless charger, I forget it. But let me hook it back up the regular way. Start it back up and let's go for a drive. It is weird not having an enclosed center console. I don't know how many people have stuff in there they need to conceal, but I don't know. Do you really? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section. All right. Flick at the drive. And we're off. Gonna start off in, normal mode. This car actually has torque, and it pissed me to the cushion. That shocked me. Was not expecting that. Thought it was gonna be a slow ho-hum commuter. But spoiler alert, I'm gonna have to start recommending these to anybody looking for a car in that $25,000, $35,000 price range. And this is a bumpy road coming up. See how we sound. So the dampening on here is really good. This road is effed up. Driving over this look like I'm driving on the moon. But it is good. So since this is the N line, I want to see how sporty this chassis is about to be, because the N is a full-on performance car and they carry their weight well. Let's see what this inline is all about, because I just gotta know how I can handle the curve. Couple curves coming up here. Dang, I feel like I went airborne. Steering is on the lighter side. Slow it down. There's a little more steering feel. Kind of feels vague. Test the brakes. Dang, those things work great. Hit this one more time. There is some body roll. I expect that though. Got a higher center of gravity. I assume the Kona and the actual Kona N would take that out of there, because I know that suspension is going to be marvelous in there. But this is more so of a daily commuter with the appearance package that it is sporty. But it'll handle curves. It's not a handling machine though. But we're going to do some acceleration pulls, because this, like I said, this engine is potent, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Turn down on Moonline Drive. Craters. The dampening is really good, because I don't like taking my cars out here, especially on low profile tires. Just doing this thing. I'll let you guys judge for the exterior noise. Got the binaural earphones in, which you can hear exactly what I'm hearing, but at a definitely a higher definition, higher quality than just a standard earphone. Microphones and earphones all in one, because I can hear the feedback of it too. Alright, let's get in. Up to speed in traffic. definitely picks up. That torque down low just pins you to the cushion, and I am very shocked about that. But yeah, let's see what that turning radius be like, and then we'll go hit the highway. Craters handled that quite well. I'm shocked that it's so well dampened for this not to be like an adaptive damper. So that's really good in my opinion. Turning radius is excellent. This thing turning like it's got rear steering. I can do all this in like 5 parking spots, just going in circles. That's amazing. Okay, let's hit the highway, see how it picks up speed. This thing moves. I'm gonna move it to sport mode as well, because it'll keep our revs up higher. But the power band starts so low. I think the power band is from like 1700 RPM to like 4500, and you can tell once it gets higher in RPMs, it's just out of gas. But down low in normal driving, you feel it like, woo. Gets in effortlessly. Got the 8-speed transmission getting us through the gears. Merge on. Need a little bit more steering feel for what I'm doing. Check out blind spot. We don't have that feature on here. It does have blind spot monitoring, but not with the camera. So I don't know. We live in first world problems. Like, we have the blind spot, but I like all the features, and you can't get that on the limited trim. Let's test out this cruise control real quick. I'll get that activated. There's a cruise control button, and it just sets the speed. Let me do my lane keep assist. Alright, let's see what it's gonna do. You see, you got the red, it's letting me know we got something in our blind spot. Well, it's keeping us in our line. Let's see if it'll yell at us for not having our hand on the steering wheel. And I got it to basically tailgate people. Micro movements. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing, keeping me in the lane. Going faster than what it's supposed to go at 76. I got it set to 75. See a lot of micro adjustments in the steering wheel. We're still in the line. Let's ride up on some ops, see what it'll do then. Alright, braking for me. Let's get around them, see how it picks up speed. It'll pick up speed at some point. It's going. I would have jabbed the throttle, but it's taking its time. That's just what it's tuned for. It hasn't yelled at me yet to hold the steering wheel. I like that. See how I handle the curve. It's doing this thing, man. That's an op suit of Chevy Trax. Yeah, it does so well for a daily driver at this price point. Amazing bargain, amazing value. I don't see, is there anything else out there that can compare to this? Man, the competition, man, if they not on par with this, they got some work to do, because this is like the clear winner to me in this subcompact. Like, all the features that it does have, everything it can do. Just the interior, the bolstering in this seat is just so good, and the sound system is amazing in here. This car does a lot, man, to be honest. And it's all-wheel drive as well. And it's great on gas. And I got torque. Man. Now let me turn cruise control off. Turn the lane keep assist off too. So one thing I did know, I turned this feature off. The lane keep assist that keeps you in the lane or lets you know when you're getting too close to the line. Now, I think I'm a decent driver to where I'm just not on the line at all times. But I could feel the feedback on the steering wheel a lot to where I just had to turn that feature off. I'm like, dude, I know I'm not over these lines. I was in the lines, but I can see the thing like vibrating, like, hey, you getting out the line. I'm like, bro, I just had to find a way to cut it off. But other than that, this car has been phenomenal. And I like this. Like, as a daily driver, this has got to get one of my top picks. Let's get back on the highway one more again. One little curve up here and some accelerations. We're gonna wrap it up. Brakes on here bite really well. The brake pedal feel is really good. Handling is SUV-ish. Acceleration is good for the power output that it does have, especially at lower RPMs. Like when you're trying to merge, when the RPMs are lower, it is really good. Let's dial it back to normal mode, not snow mode. You can see that the gauges change as well. Like we get red for our sport mode to let you know that we're about to hold those RPM. Let's see a higher speed pull, see what it do. Florida, it'll get there. But it's meant for like driving in day-to-day traffic. Like it'll move, and it moves. It feels so good, push you back to the seat. I didn't expect to get that feeling, but that's gonna be my driving portion sum up for you guys and gals. That's gonna sum up my review of the 2024 Hyundai Kona N line. So this car just really impressed me. It's so impressive. If you're looking for a daily driver, this car ticks a lot of buttons. And I'm telling my wife, like, hey, you need to start considering these other brands, because that Blazer we got at home, like for $10,000 cheaper than what we played on the Blazer RS, this car has a whole lot more for a whole lot less. It's way nicer. It's not too much less practical, even though that's like 2 sizes bigger than this. Like, this car is very nice. And if you choose to like own one instead of lease, you know, Hyundai Kia, they got the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and they also have 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary maintenance. That goes a long ways as well. So you just basically covered for quite some time, and that's they doing their thing, man. So some things that I do want to bring to y'all attention, because this is almost the top trim. Like I said, we got the Limited. That is the top dog, and then we do have lesser variants that start around $25,000. So you don't have to spend $35,000 for this. You can set it back if you don't want all this sport-looking seats and things like that, which these seats are very well bolstered. The lateral bolstering in here is so much better than both of my cars at home. Y'all know I got the GR Corolla and the Integra Type S. I wish these seats were in that car. It's crazy because it's coming from a small SUV. So that Limited version will give you all of this stuff. In addition to this, you get the ventilated seats. I love my ventilated seats. You get the power lift back. We also get the surround camera, which this car is small, but it is a very good luxury feature. If you're trying to get into tight spaces, is where it looks like it's top down. We also get Home Link, which I didn't notice because this is a loaner vehicle. I don't program my garage to these, so they don't even go in my garage, to be honest. But we don't have Home Link on here. A lot of new cars, I thought that should be a standard feature, but you can't get that on the Limited trim. And then you do have like a blind spot monitoring system. Like if you're signaling to get over, you can see on the camera what is showing up in your blind spot. So that's very helpful. Like, they're really thinking about the driver and all these safety features, the customization features, just features galore, man. And there's a lot of features I didn't even touch on because this video would be 2 hours long, but I'm just going to keep it at that, my highlights of it. So hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoy having this car for the week. Thank you once again to Hyundai for trusting me with this car for 7 whole days. No Tony Braxton. Drop a comment, let me know what other vehicles you would like me to review. So I'm not just sports cars, I'm mainstream cars as well. So just let me know, drop a comment, I'll see what I can do. I'm Q, the host of the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, browse the channel for other reviews, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.